Hey, what's up guys, it's Trigger. Today I'm going to come at you with another game theory video. Today we're going to talk about clones. Now, as we all know, when you first started this game, you look through the card lists on the wiki and you're like, wow, this card is exactly the same as this other clan's card. But this other clan doesn't have this card. Why not? And you see one card being abused in one clan and then you notice that it's not so good in the other clan. Now, let's explain why. First off, we have two on hit skills, which basically is when the attack hits, you can pay the cost and do something. Uh, Damage flippers are a good example, but they're good in any deck. um, but these are one of the more prominent ones. We have Core Memory Armoros, which is for Angel Feathers. Now you have an SP made in Libra, also pretty, for OTTs. Now, this is hardly ever run. This, on the other hand, I'm maxed out at 4, and there's other people who run this in 3s, 2s, etc. Point is, she's being ran, and Meta is not. Now, why is that? Now, let's look at what the clans do. Angel Feather. They can cycle cards in and out of from their hand to their damage, etc. Back and forth. OTTs, what do? They focus on drawing a lot. Now, Core Memory Armoros, what makes her so good is that she can almost always pay her costs. Because Angel Feathers, they can grab flip damage and put a card face up, and essentially they inflict damage by themselves. Nova Grapplers also have a card called Magical Girl Kirara, which is the exact same thing. When she hits, you counterblast 2, and you draw a card. Armos is the same thing, but she's more effective because you can use her over and over again, and she's more alive in more situations. She's always, at least, she's, sorry, about 80% of the time, she's going to be usable, and she's going to be abusable. And that's what makes Armoros good, and that's why people run her. Main Libra, on the other hand, well, let's see, OTTs, they really use Counterblast for just about anything. They're relatively Counterblast free, but remember, they draw. Libra's not going to do much, honestly, because they already draw so much from their own effects. Libra, it's not. It's kind of like filling a glass that's already full. You don't want to waste all your resources and your deck space with something that the deck can already do very, very easily. Mayor Libra is a great card, don't get me wrong, but she's not really needed that much because the deck already does what she's supposed to do. Armos, on the other hand, I mean, from playing Angel Feathers, they really lack in field presence. They can't really keep a good field unless they have draws and draws and draws. Armos helps moderate that, and the Counterblasts aren't being used for anything else, really. They're mainly used for Curio, Armoros, and that's about it. Everything else can just pretty much unflip the damage and cycle things back and forth, and it's just really very good. That's why Armos is almost always being ran in Angel Feathers. No matter what build, you'll usually see an Armos in there. Now let's talk about another good example, the Null Guards. Okay, and I have Pure Keeper. Man, I'm really stuttering today. Pure Keeper, Requiel, and Gustian. Now, I bet you guys are probably looking at me and you're just like, they're both the same card, they both do the same thing, they're both good. All decks run them. Yes, all decks run them because they're pretty much a staple, but this is more effective. With Requiel and the other Null Guards, you usually want to ditch a grade 3 because that's no shield, and it's basically wasteless in your hand, so you ditch that, you save yourself from attack. Very good. Gustian, on the other hand, is for Grand Blues, and Grand Blues focus on grabbing things from the drop zone. Now, with Gustian alone, you can set up for a next turn play. You can ditch that Thanatos, you can ditch the Skull Dragon, Kakitis if you have the grade 2 right chain up, but that's not really recommended. You get the point. You can set up many things just with him alone. Multi-milling in the deck isn't a good option because it's very random and you mill triggers and that's always bad. But with Gustian, it's more of a selective one. Anything in your hand you want to call out to the field next turn, I mean, you can keep in hand, but you can abuse it even more so in the drop zone, so you can kind of plan it there. It's very easy to do, and it just sets up so many things. And, yeah. Basically, Gustian's always going to be a good option in Grand Blues because not only does it shield you, but it sets you up for even more plays next turn. It's just really ridiculous the things you can do with Gustian, whereas Requiel is just a shield. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. Hope you guys grasped the point. And yeah, sorry I'm being really blah today. It's just woke up from a nap and I still feel like ugh. Anyways, later guys. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, see you guys later. Peace.